Good morning, fiber friends, and welcome to Weekly Wip Wednesday, where I, your blind crochet fiber artist host, Mo of Unseen Strands, share with you what I am doing this week. So, currently, today is a Thursday, which is the 15th, 16th, I think. I have these 3 project bags in use and in projects. So, let's start with what I have in them. Alrighty, so as our repeat projects in my bag that I got from Crochet Cakes, I have the Revolution Girl Now socks, which is a RebelPurl yarn, and my husband's birthday socks. I was actually at row 20 when I shared with you last, and I couldn't remember where I was, and I am now at 25. So, didn't make a ton of progress on this yesterday, but some is better than nothing. I am going to 42, so I hopefully should get done with that today and start my heel flap. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention about these that I've noticed I haven't mentioned in recent past is this is basically loosely based off the Susan B. Anderson's How I Make My Socks pattern. I believe I do a different rib because most people don't do the 3x2 and I do different lengths, but I do the same heel flap and pretty much the body of the foot, just a different leg to my foot. And both my socks right now are being worked on my 1.5 or US 1.5 or 2.5 millimeter Chalgu needles. This is on my interchangeable set with my stitch marker from Becky, and then when I am going to be counting, I just put it in here. Oh no, put it on the bag, didn't I? Yes, I put it on the bag. I will be adding my husband's charm, which is another charm that I got from Dyed in the Wool before they closed up shop. And yeah, that was those socks. And then again, in my Autism Awareness bag, which is a Silver Shed, I should say, USA bag that I won from Pen Hooks and Needles. I have Jeremy's sock, which is I believe it was Ghost Forest by a Whimsical Wood Yarn Co. I am doing these. This is why I thought, oh, I need to mention the pattern. I am doing these in KB Fibers toe-up pattern. I don't remember what she calls it. Something basic like that. Karen's toe-up socks, maybe. I'm doing those in that. And I have another one of my stitch markers from Dyed in the Wool. And I looked at this yesterday when I was editing for the other video, and I have one of my Colo Rings by Ellie stitch markers, which she seems to be shut down currently. Her shop has been on vacation mode since June of last year, from what I could tell, so it looks like she might be shut down, or at least shut down for right now. But yeah, I liked her shop because she had a nice range of stitch markers and not just the same 3 things over and over again. So I got stitch markers that fit a wide range of my needs when I originally purchased those. But I tried the sock on Jeremy yesterday. It was a little short still, so I went up to 45. Hopefully that is too many. I think it was 45. Might have been 44. Like I said, I use my I've said in previous videos, I've used my tail to kind of mark odd and even. Did it pull out? Still pulled there. Yeah, it's on the outside, so I'm at 45. And hopefully that's too much, and I'll try that on him again. But it needed about another inch when I was looking at it yesterday. And in this bag, I believe, Silver, is this the bag I've won from you? I can't remember. I don't know which bag it is, but this yarn has been sitting in it for a really long time. And when I pulled it out of the pile by my desk, I'm like, I should get this started. So guys, remember these things? Yes, she does crochet. So yes, I am using a I believe this is a 3.75 millimeter or an F crochet hook. This is a soft touch Amore, or not soft touch Amore, a soft touch clover hook that I got on clearance at our yarn hop, or local yarn store hop, or whatever. I don't know why I can't think of what you call those now. I started a scarf, and this is out of yarn that I got from Yarn Geek Fibers. This is an alpaca merino silk blend, I believe. I think that's what my husband said. And it's a DK weight, and I'm like, I really need to get this started because I will see Yarn Geek Fibers again in March at Fiberpalooza. So I wanted to have a nice crocheted fiber goodness. Plus I have actually, well, I've worked with one alpaca yarn I got, but that was from Paradise Fibers. I haven't worked with any of the rest of it. So I haven't got very far on this because it took a super long chain, and I actually did not chain as much as the pattern said. I'm basically, sorry, my ball's rolling. I am very loosely basing this on the Luna Lovegood scarf. Basically, I wanted a single colored kind of texture-y pattern, and I was having trouble finding something that didn't have color work, and I wanted it to be crochet because I wanted to show that you can use hand-dyed yarns in crochet products or projects. And the one thing about this, I did make a see, the chain goes on and on forever. The one good thing, or the one bad thing about the pattern that I picked for this, and one reason why I'm very loosely following the pattern, is it is one where they don't understand copyright and say that you can't sell items you make with their pattern. And we all know that's not quite how that works. You can't sell their pattern with that they've worked on, but you can certainly sell your handmade projects from their pattern. But I'm not working this the same as they did, as I've already made my first alteration, which is in this original chain. They just have a chain that you work. Basically, you'll end up working from both ends of, which I still will be doing. But I've done this pattern, which is the same thing I use for my crocheted headbands that I make for like infants, because you can't really tell that it twists and things. What it is I believe at one point I worked a pattern that called it the Love Knot, and it's a chain. It's kind of like a mix between a foundationless chain and or single crochet and a chain. So you chain one, and then in that loop you pull up and do a single crochet, and then you chain one and then do a single crochet. So that is my foundation chain. And then this part I am following the pattern on, and it's a free pattern, so I think I can basically, or no, maybe it's not a free pattern. It was in my library, so maybe I should share. But you're doing basically a mesh with a double crochet and skip one. Like I said, I'm not going to be following the pattern identically. I already have some different patterns, or different pattern ideas. It does use a shell stitch, so basically I was using their basic pattern to get started, and then I'm going to kind of switch that, because I did not do the chain as far as they said, because this does have alpaca in it, so it will stretch. And I didn't think that I'm already at 250, I think, chains that I did, and I thought that was plenty long enough for a scarf. So I guess we'll see if I'm totally off there. But it has a shell-ish pattern, which is the part that I am going to be changing. I'm going to use their same basic spacing for the shells, but then I'm going to do something different with the stitches in between. I'm thinking of kind of doing the butterfly effect in between the shells. So you'll get kind of a joined section of stitches instead of just a straight across look to the stitches. I was also thinking of bringing it down and connecting it in between the shells. But I guess we'll just wait and see what I actually decide looks right. I don't know for sure if my counting is going to come out okay for the spacing for the chain, so that's just going to kind of be how we play it. This is going to be a little bit of a creating your own pattern and seeing where you get to, because I'm not following the pattern as written because they wanted to be greedy and say you can't sell your stuff, even though this item is for me. It's just I don't agree with people that don't. It had to be on a free pattern. It was on a website. Sorry, it was in my library, so that's why I couldn't remember if it was free or not. So yeah, we're skipping every other chain and doing a double crochet, but I know that my original chain stitches come out tighter than other rounds, so that's why I did this other form of a basic starting chain. But yeah, anyways guys, sorry I'm rambling, but that is my crochet now work in progress, because I would like to have this done by March, and it would even be better if I could have it done before the Sticks and Strings fiber retreat, but I highly doubt that will happen. Anyways guys, that's it for today. We'll check in with you later. Good morning, fiber friends. Sorry, I forgot to check in with you like all weekend. So I was able to get the leg, the heel. I actually turned the heel at Kids Fest. That was fun. They actually had a superhero show that I did that during. So I pretty much completely did the heel turn during I don't know if it's half hour, 45-minute, whatever their little show was. And I have finished the foot, and I am just now, I did my first stitch decrease, because that's my start of the row, and I like to at least decrease one, because that will, when I put it down, that'll tell me which row I'm on, that I am on a decrease row instead of an increase row. And I actually cut a string from something else to be my stitch marker, or my counting guide, because I've really gotten addicted to the every other row, the odd even count, because it's a lot easier for me to keep track of. And one second, I'll show you progress on the crochet project. Now, this is a scarf, and it's done the long ways. But I'm not thinking, I'm liking how much space. Now, I'm doing this pattern a little differently than the stitch pattern was originally, but it's got the same effect. I mean, these chains in between should be shorter, but it would then, you know, look more like, if I can get that pinched there, you know, it would still have all that gap. I think I might go back and redo this, and I thought about, that close it up enough if I just do that. I was thinking of putting them closer together, but then I had a hell of a time doing this mesh row and getting the stitch count right. I had to tear it out like 3 times just to get that stitch count right, and I'd hate to have to tear it apart and refigure math and redo it again to get a new stitch count correct. But yeah, I'm thinking, because what my original plan was, you know, I have these 2 rows, and then the 3rd row I would go and connect all 3 of these together to kind of make that butterfly effect in here. But I think that's going to leave too much space here, and I don't think I'm liking the way that's going to look. Plus, judging by the fact that I'm halfway done, or, you know, I don't think I'm running low enough on enough yarn. I still have far more than I need. That I just think I want this to be more solid and less spacious. So we might be going back and reworking this a slight bit. We'll see what I decide. Good morning again, fiber friends. It is Tuesday, so second to last check-in with you. And I have a hoe! Sorry, it is really hard to get these in shot. My husband has big feet. So yeah, that is my hoe, and I got the second sock casted on, and we are on the 14th row of that. So that will be what I work on probably today into tomorrow. I haven't worked on the scarf at all today, and I still have to try Jeremy's socks on him, so that's where we are with those projects. Good morning, Fiber friends. It is Wednesday, so this is your last clip for this Weekly Wip Wednesday. And as you can see, I didn't make it a whole lot further. Just a second, Leo. I'm currently just started round 22 with my 52 row cuff, so I have 30 rounds to go. I've been doing a lot of cleaning and / organizing this past week, which is why stuff hasn't really seen as much love and progress as typical. Yeah, that is where we're at for this week. I didn't work on the scarf yesterday, and I still have not measured Jeremy for his sock. So, like I said, that is all for this week. And if you like these little segments that I'm doing this year, please hook the like button and subscribe. Talk to you later, guys.